So a lot of people have been asking me, that I've been losing a little bit of weight and everything, and I wanted to make this video to show everybody how I make a really good lunch. Now let's just say that you're on the go or you're on the road all the time and you want to have something that you can make that'll last you for a really long time. It's got a lot of good protein, a lot of good carbohydrates, a little bit of the good fats, and you can keep it with you and you can use it throughout the week. This is what it is. It's a super tuna mix, and I'm going to show you how to make it right now. So right away we've got our ingredients. So we've got chickpeas, we've got the tuna, we've got tomatoes, we've got some hard-boiled eggs, we've got some basil. If you have fresh basil, probably a little bit better. We've got a little bit of mustard, some capers. This is really all it is. And for that extra little bit of fat stuff, a little bit of good old-fashioned extra virgin olive oil. Now this whole mix, it's got a lot of good protein, a little bit of the good fresh flavor, bleh, little fresh flavor for you, and a little bit of some flavor just to kind of add a little bit of a kick. Makes it taste extra delicious. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to show you how we prep it. So whenever I have chickpeas, I get it in a can, of course. When you get it in a can, make sure that you rinse the chickpeas off. Even after you get them in the can, you just want to get a little bit of all of that extra stuff out of there from the can. So you want to strain it. And I already went ahead and did that. So you see those chickpeas right there, washed and drained. And the same goes with tuna. Now I like a lot of protein, so I use 2 cans. 2 cans Sam of tuna. So you want to make sure that you break it up a little bit before you put it in. I like to break it up before I put it in, before I start mixing everything up, because sometimes when you have that big wooden spoon, it doesn't get all mixed up. So you like to just kind of churn it a little bit before you get it in there. I leave that to strain a little bit. Now comes to the cutting part. We're going to grab Excalibur. A little caution in the kitchen, everybody. So you want to grab Excalibur. Now we're going to start with the tomatoes. I already have a tomato all set up, so I already used it this morning for breakfast. So I'm going to use this one right now. I like to take my tomato, and sometimes you can get the ones that are on the vine, those nice ripe red tomatoes. So I usually just start cutting it up. And you can see that I'm cutting it up in little triangles to start. Now this is a really thick tomato. You can use as much or as little as you want. I like to use a lot of tomato, and if Paul Maurice's watching, he's going to be gagging about now. So I'm going to be cutting this up into nice little chunks here. There we go. Wash those fingers. Caution in the kitchen. That's what I tell all my 3-year-olds. And you want to get nice sizes just so you can have a little bit in each mouthful. I don't need that guy. This guy in the center can go right into the trash, right there. Now you're probably wondering why I've been doing this 10-week body change. Well, first of all, everybody knows that I have some kind of man crush on John Cena, and that's okay. My fiance doesn't mind. But when I got back my good old tax return, I saw that he was having a sale on his 10-week body change, and I decided, you know what? I want to make a change. So it was ChangeTime, and the program came with a lot of great recipes. And this is one that I've been using every week that I've been doing the 10-week body change, and it's been amazing. I've learned to cook with fire, cook with passion, and that's really what it's all about. And that's why I am inspired to show you all how to make this today. So I don't have any cool camera angles or anything, so I want to thank everybody for dealing with the one strict camera angle in a world today that we all have the attention span of squirrels, and we need to keep everything moving for you. So I really want to thank you for sticking it out with me while I cut these up. Now the reason I'm showing you how I'm cutting these up is because of consistency. You can see that even though I have a nice ripe tomato, I'm still keeping with the consistency of how I'm cutting everything. It's very important, consistency, because that gets you to become possibly even a better cook. And even when you're on the go and you have just a little bit of time to go to the supermarket and you don't have a lot of money, this is a really good cheap meal. A lot of it's canned. And some of the other stuff you could just take with you, like the capers and the mustard and the basil even, if you want to get it this way. That'll last you a long time, as well as the canned stuff. So this will really stick with you. The only stuff I would say that you'd have to buy from the store are, of course, the tomatoes and the eggs. And that's about it. And everything else you can just buy at the store in one section of the country and take it with you to another section of the country, depending on how big your bag is. So we're almost done cutting these up, and then I'm going to show you how I cut the eggs consistently. Now I like a lot of eggs in mine, and I'm going to show you all about that in a second. This guy is going to go into the garbage. Now the exercise programs that were included in this are very basic, and they continue in strength each week that you try the program. So for me, I already do 2 or 3 of those workouts either per every 2 days or every other 3 days. Alright, those tomatoes are done. Push those right over here to the side. Get this guy there. Alright. Now this guy is an egg, of course. These are hard-boiled eggs. You can go to the hotel, you can go anywhere you are on the road, you can make them, boil them, and you're all set. Now, when you cut the egg, I like to make, about 4 or 5 eggs because, let's face it, I love eggs. Now, you want to make sure that you get a lot of eggs in there because that's good protein. And let's say you can't even make breakfast one morning, but hey, you've got this, you've got your eggs, you've got your protein. So, we're going to just be really careful here, use an Excalibur, very consistent with the egg cutting. And then I like to cut it once more, right there, down the center there. I like to use nice big chunks of eggs. You can dice it up any kind of way you want, small or large. I prefer large. I'm going to just keep this guy over here. It's good. I already used 4 eggs before, so I already have those cut up. So I can just add these right in here. There we go. And now we're on to the mixing. So I'm going to put these guys aside. Right here. So good. Alright. You want to find a nice big mixing bowl. This is where it's going to count. And then you can put, if you have any Tupperware or any gallon-sized plastic bags to keep it with you on the road and maybe with an ice pack in there, this is a really good way to keep it refrigerated in a way so that you can keep it fresh and keep it safe inside your tummy. So what we're going to add first, we're going to add chicken of the sea. We're going to add a little tuna right in here. All that broken up in there. Now, while I'm putting all this in here, I just want to tell you that you should put in the eggs and the tomato last so that they don't break up too much while you're mixing everything in. So we get all the tuna in there. It's all done. And we get the chickpeas. Move those in here. Like that. Get them mixed up just a tiny bit to start. Good. Don't need you. Use you. Mix it up a little bit. Good. Now we're going to add a little bit of basil. Now, if you've got fresh basil lying around, go ahead, break it up, make it into, a little thing. I like to use one of these little guys if I'm picking out fresh basil, but let's face it, we had a horrible winter, and I'm not about to go outside and try to watch some fresh basil grow. So I'm going to use some of the stuff that I've had around the house. Sprinkle. That's about it. Just keep it a little consistent. Looked like I overflowed, but when you mix this baby up and you add everything else, it's all going to come together. Now, here's the important part. A whisper of olive oil. Just a whisper. Like that. Here we go. And I like a skosh of mustard. Anything except kind of honey mustard or anything that has any sugar in it. You want to stay away from the sugar. The sugar is what's going to not keep you going throughout the day. You want to do a natural sugar after you've done a show or a post-workout. That's when you want your sugar, like your fruits and your apples and even your dairy. So you want to get a spicy brown mustard or even the French's yellow mustard. That's good. And I get a little scotch. And that's good enough for me. There we go. That's good. That guy there. Capers. You want to make sure you drain the capers. And this stuff you have to keep refrigerated, so if you can get like a smaller thing of capers, that's probably better. So you can just put into a couple, because these are really strong stuff here. Just shake it out a little bit. That's good for this week. Yeah. There we go. Whoop. I want to find my way down here. Get back up. There we go. You're done. These guys, throw on out. Right over here. Alright, we start mixing this bad boy up. Olive oil and the mustard are going to help to break up the tuna and smooth it out so that it's not too dry in your mouth. Keep mixing it up just a little bit here. So you get a little bit of consistency just like that. It's nothing special. But you know, you want to make sure that everything blends in a little evenly here. Good. Now, we're going to add the other bad boys. I'm going to add these. Whenever you spread something off of the thing, don't use the cutting side. Use the other side so you don't dull the blade. Put those tomatoes in there. And the reason I'm adding these last is so they don't break up inside there, like that. Just mix it up a tiny bit more. Forgot to break up that guy. There you go. Just kind of fold it around a little bit. There you go. Now we add the eggs with the yolk. Very big misconception about yolk that I've learned. Now, if you're worried about your cholesterol and your family has a bad history of cholesterol like mine, it's okay. What you want to do is you want to modify how much your intake is every day. So what I do is I just cut it up and I allow the yolks to be consistent with how much I'm going to use throughout the week with my big salad tuna mix. So when I pour all these in, only the good protein is going to go in. Nothing bad. You don't have to worry. And the yolk is going to mix in nicely with the egg and the tuna, the tomatoes. Just kind of flip everything over. Yeah, look at that. It's starting to look nice now. There we go. Everyone, this tastes delicious, I'm telling you. You don't go wrong with something that's good for you, good for your heart, good for your system, and good for your body. When you're midday in the middle of nowhere at a rehearsal, or whether you're in the middle of work, this is something that's going to keep you going. And that's it. Look at that. Eggs aren't too broken up. Get a nice fold there. Break up that little guy there. That's it. Now, for me, I'm going to have a little taste. See how this guy came out. Let's see here. Here we go. Push just a couple of little bits here. I'm going to put this in a smaller container, of course. Get a little bit on there. Just a little bit of everything. Maybe a caper or two. There we go. And if you're putting this on a nice plate, and you've got your fresh basil lying around, pick it up, put it on, nice garnish, pick it up, and out. And that's it. Enjoy.